Today, we're going to be learning how to check in or check out an asset or device to a student or staff. This is going to be the main screen that we see after we log in. And checking in and checking out devices is really quite simple. We have one universal box here, and it always knows whether the asset is currently checked in or it's currently checked out, and it's going to allow you to take whatever the relevant action is. So we're going to start by entering the asset ID number in right here, and then we're going to check out, click the blue check in, check out box. This asset is currently available for checkout, so it brings up our checkout screen. Here we get to see the basic information about the device that we're using to check out, and we'll see we've selected that we're checking out to a user, and now we just need to select the user. Now we can select from the drop-down menu. Of course, that could take a long time, or we can also start typing in a user's name or ID number. For example, if we start typing in a user ID number, it will pull up everybody that has matching portions of that ID number. Another way is to start typing in their name or their email or their username. So I'm going to try checking this out to Mike. We'll check this out to Mike Jones right here. Now you'll see it's going to automatically fill in the checkout date with today's date. And we have an option here to fill in an expected check-in date if we like. This is optional. I'm going to say this is due back on August 31st. So we'll get a notification when that becomes overdue. Now, an interesting thing is you can also see all the other assets that are currently checked out to this user. So for example, if you are checking out a laptop to a student, you will be able to see if they already have a laptop that's checked out to them, and you can ask them if there's anything that they should be doing or if they know that this is a second laptop that they're receiving. All we do is we simply click checkout, and the asset has been checked out to them. It returns us back to our home screen. Now it's the end of the month, and that student is bringing that device back to us. We're going to simply enter that asset ID number back in here. We're going to click the blue button. And this brings us to the check-in asset screen. Now, again, it's got the basic information and the model of this asset that we're about to check in. Now, as you can see, if we would like to, we can change the status of this as we are checking it in. Typically, we do not need to change the status of an asset as we're checking it in. Really, the one time that happens is if a student is bringing us back a laptop that is broken and is going to need to go to repair. We may want to just put it the status as out for repair, so that cannot be checked out again. Typically, though, we're going to leave the status as default. Again, when we check in this asset, it's going to return it to its default location, wherever the default location of that asset is. And typically, we want to leave that as default. However, if we should choose, that could always be something that is updated. Again, it's going to pre-fill in our checkout date here for us with today's date. And if we needed to, we could add notes. We're going to simply click the check-in button here. And the asset is checked in. It's as simple as that. Now, on occasion, a user may ask you what assets they currently have checked out. For example, two students may have gotten their Chromebooks mixed up, and they may need to know whose is whose. That's simple enough. We can just come over to users over here, and we can search for our user. I'm going to search for Mike, that user that we were checking some things out to before. We're just going to click on Mike Jones's username right here. And this pulls up just the general information about Mike. And we're going to click up here on the assets and see what assets Mike has assigned to him. We can see we've got, looks like a drill press has been checked out to him, a bill counter, and a test asset. Just some of these assets that we use in this demo account. And so we can see the serial number, we can see the asset tag number, we can see the site and everything that is assigned out to. So this is a pretty easy place if we wanted to look up what assets were assigned to a given user. And if we needed to, we could check in that asset right here just by clicking this check-in button and clicking check-in. And that's all to it. Now you know how to check in or check out devices with your K12 Asset Pro account.